to his knowledge of self-determination. So the picture that you guys see here is the officer, Geronimo Yanez, who is charged. It says charged in connection with the shooting death of a black motorist, Philando Castile, last July 6th to be exact. Charged in connection with. There is no connection. He shot the man. There is no connection. Charged in connection, like there was somebody else involved. But anyway, I will go ahead and read the story here because it's very interesting. And before I get into it, now mind you, Castile was shot in his car with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter. So he killed this man in front of a toddler, without any consideration at all for other people in the car, right? So I'm gonna continue. A Minnesota police officer pleaded not guilty to second-degree manslaughter on Monday for the fatal shooting of a black motorist that sparked outrage when the moments that followed were broadcast on social media, according to a court official. St. Anthony police officer Geronimo Yanez, who according to media reports is Latino, entered a not guilty plea during a hearing at the Ramsey County Court District in St. Paul, Minnesota, for the shooting death of Philando Castile, said Bureau Bo Berenson, spokesman for the State Court Administration Office. Castile, 32, was killed on July 6 in St. Paul, or in the St. Paul suburb of Falcon Heights, during a traffic stop. The shooting, along with that of a black man by police in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the day before, fueled public debate in the United States over the use of excessive force by law enforcement. Now, remember, Louisiana, right? They're talking about the use of excessive force by law enforcement in the United States, but then they passed the Blue Lives Matter law, which says that it's a felony for you to resist arrest. But officers are using excessive force, and they're using the excessive force a lot of times, you know, in addition to the complaint of you resisting arrest, but you're not resisting until you start get clubbed over the head, and then you start resisting because we all have a survival instinct. Some of us are more ready to use it than others. But anyway, I'll continue. Yanez's lawyer, Errol Gray, confirmed the plea but declined to comment further. A lawyer for the Castile family did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Starting about 40 seconds after the shooting, Castile's girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, streamed images of a bloody Castile on Facebook Live from the vehicle's passenger seat. The recording went viral on social media. Yanez said that he had reason to pull over the car because Castile looked like a suspect in a convenience store robbery that took place in the area 4 days earlier. Court documents said Castile's vehicle also had a broken light. See, that right there is the bullshit, because in one report he actually said, because of how wide his nose was, he kind of reminded him of the guy that could have possibly robbed the store. So first off, he's saying that all black people look alike. So he identified this man because of his nose, basically, right? He because of his nose, he threw in he looked like one of the people that robbed a convenience store, right? When really what he really wanted to pull him over for was the broken tail light. But in order to justify why he shot him, he says that he pulled him over because he looked like somebody who committed a crime. That's garbage. It's complete garbage. Yanez asked Castile for his license and insurance permit. Castile provided Yanez with his insurance permit and told the officer that he was carrying a firearm. Yanez told Castile not to reach for his gun. Castile said he was not reaching for the gun before Yanez pulled his weapon and shot him 7 times. The exchange took just over a minute. Castile's permit to carry his gun was later found in his wallet. Yanez told investigators he feared for his life and believed Castile was reaching for his weapon, the complaint said, which is complete and utter bullshit. He knew the man wasn't reaching for his weapon. He knew he wasn't reaching for his weapon. I saw the video on Facebook Live. I know many of you did as well. This is what he looks like. This is the man who is guilty of killing he was concealing a weapon, but he had a permit to conceal the weapon. He was unarmed, meaning he wasn't brandishing a gun at the time that he was murdered. But let's take into consideration that he had a legal permit to carry his gun. He had the legal right given to him by the United States of America in the state in which he resided in to carry that firearm. And I'll say this again. If you are afraid of the people that you are policing, you do not need to be policing those people. Get out of those communities if you are that afraid of these individuals. Get out of the community because you're a coward, you're a chump. Because if the first thing you do is pull out a gun, first off, the man wasn't even a threat to you. He was sitting down in a car. So he wasn't a threat to you in no way, shape, or form. And you had backup there. There was no need to kill this man. And then all he's being charged with is manslaughter. And he pleaded not guilty. On top of that, because his excuse is, well, he was high. He looked like a criminal. And he pretty much got himself killed by reaching for his gun, which he wasn't doing. Because if the man is reaching for his wallet, he has to have it in a pocket somewhere. But I'm going to move on from this story. You guys be the judge and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So the woman that you guys see here is Heather Ace. She is in a lot of trouble. And I'm going to go ahead and read the story. In fact, look at the caption right here, the headline. Mother pleads guilty in death of twins who died in fire while she was buying pot. Yeah. She left her twin sons in the car while she went to buy weed and an alcoholic beverage. The mother of twin toddler boys who died in a Western New York house fire while she left them alone to buy marijuana has pleaded guilty in connection to their deaths. Heather Ace, 25, pleaded guilty Monday in Batavia Town Court to a single count of endangering the welfare of a child. Prosecutors say the potential punishment, a fine and up to a year in jail, is the same whether she pled guilty to 1 or 2 counts. Michael and Mackay Jard, I hope I'm saying that last name right, both 2 years old, jeez, were killed when Ace's Batavia home caught fire last May. Authorities say Ace had left the boys home alone for about 90 minutes while she went out to buy a pot and an alcoholic drink. Ace received 2 calls and a text from her mother around 10 p.m. that night, according to CBS Buffalo affiliate WIBB, telling her that her home was on fire. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to consider her like the worst parent of the year in 2015, although there are some serious close runner-ups. I mean, I hate to hear anything about children being hurt, murdered, maimed, anything. I hate to hear stuff about children. 2 years old. Their lives hadn't even taken off. They just starting to grasp grasp the English language. Among other things that they were, at 2 years old, they were just learning. Life was an open book for them for the most part. A blank check in essence. It could have been anything. And now, because, you know, their moms wanted to get some get-highs and a drink. I'm sorry, but who leaves 2-year-olds at home by themselves? 2-year-olds. For an hour and a half, she left these kids at home by themselves. Man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this.